Hey YouTube. Well, summer's ending. It's early fall, and I thought I'd make some videos about a topic that might matter to some of you guys coming up. There's one of the prior videos, you saw the blackberries growing through here that I was going to try to thin out, and as you can see, it ended up just being a cleared out area. I'll tell you more about that in another video on how I'm going to deal with the blackberry situation, but for now, that's not what today's video is about. It is almost deer season. It's mid-September. Bow season is going to be coming along soon, and then gun season, and I have been feeding the deer on and off, but it's time to take it a little further. You see, it's about time to start dealing with this stuff too. But for now, that's another thing that the video is not about. If you plan to do a little deer hunting, and in a potential situation where you're going to need to feed yourself, sustain yourself, if hunting is part of your plan, or if you just hunt now and looking to stock your freezers up before winter, that kind of thing, I'll show you a couple of the ways that I kind of even the odds and make it a little bit easier for myself when I come out here in my woods and sit around and freeze and wait for them to come strolling by. I'll show you a couple of the ways that I feed the deer, get the deer coming where I want them to be, and that kind of thing. You can see right here, well, hopefully you can see right here, there's kind of a natural clearing running right through here and back that way. That's one of the main paths through here where the deer like to walk and bed down back here. Take you back a little bit, and maybe we'll see one laying down back here. But there's a spring not too far up here. You probably see a lot of tracks from them coming to drink. And then this grass back here, this jewel weed and stuff like that, they like to bed down in here quite a bit. And this is where that spring runs through when it's not so dry like it is now. But you can see the areas that are kind of smashed down, like right there and there. That's where the deer are bedding down back here. And it's a little dense and hard to see back in here. But anyway, let me get back over here and I'll show you what we're going to do. All right, here's a couple of things we're going to put out. First off, right here, this is a mix of feed corn and sweet corn. And you guys see the buckets and the bags of corn for sale at Tractor Supply and the sporting goods stores and stuff like that. And if you don't have access to your own, then that's a great way to do it. It's a little bit expensive, but for myself, luckily, I've got an abundant supply of corn here, so I don't pay for any corn. So the way you see me feeding the deer here may be a little different than the way you might do it, simply because I can afford to lose quite a bit to raccoons and other animals like that, whereas you might want to do it a different way to just feed the deer as much as possible. Also apples, a couple different kinds here. Normally all the apple trees here on my property give me tons of apples. This year, because we had a crazy early spring, the trees all bloomed, and then we got some pretty hard frost for a couple weeks. My apple trees are not producing this year. The pears are still doing great, and I put a bunch back here. The ones that fall on the ground are for the deer. And then of course grapes. Can't always get to all the grapes. I don't do anything with them. We eat some of them, but for the most part, a lot of these grapes, all of these grapes, are going to go back here for the deer because they absolutely love them. So that's a couple of things. Also got this right here. This is horrible generic peanut butter. I think these are like $1 something a jar. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with those. Deer absolutely love peanut butter, and of course, they're not going to sit back here with a knife and some bread and make sandwiches, but I'll show you how you can feed that peanut butter to your deer. We got a few of these also. This is called a lickin' brick, and a sweet and salty sugar beet lickin' brick, and it's sugar beet flavored, and the deer absolutely love these. And they are a little bit expensive. You can look for deals. One about this size. This is a 4-pound one, and that's about, I think they're $10 to $15 around here. Also, this here, there's a lot of stuff like this. I use the buck gel and this deer cane gel. This is, you could spread this on whatever, tree stumps, logs, whatever you want. It's just a sweet gel that the deer absolutely love. Works great for attracting the deer. And also, we're going to put one of these out. Let me spin around here without falling over. This is a crunch block, a 25-pound Sportsman's Choice crunch block. It's a wild berry flavor, and everything eats this. Squirrels, deer, turkey, whatever is going to enjoy this. And there's lots of ways to do this stuff. Like I said, I'm not going to show any deer feeders in this video, but I will show you some coming up soon in another video. And I'm going to show you how you can make your own inexpensive feeders and not have to pay $100 or whatever for each one, because I like to put a few out. And I'll show you a real easy way to make your own deer feeder for about $10. So anyway, let me get some of this stuff going, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this peanut butter first. So be right back with you. Alright, so I'll show you what I'm going to do with this peanut butter. First, I'm going to take the label off. Just get the crazy colors down, and mostly just because the paper is going to get torn off and throw them back here in the woods, and I might as well just clean it up now. Alright, once you got the label off, take your knife and just go right in the back of it here, in the bottom of the jar, and just cut the bottom of the jar right off. Alright, once you've done that, it can be a little messy. So, once you've done that, I'm going to take your jar. I've got one here. It's already got the cap off. And take that lid and just take a couple screws, screw it right into a tree. See there? And then take your jar that you've cut the back off and screw it right back into the lid the way it came. And that's it. It's that simple. Now you've got your peanut butter put out, and I put these about waist high, about where a deer's head's going to be, and they will come and put their tongue in there and just eat that, and they absolutely love it, and they're going to come back looking for more. So real simple. Cut the end off the jar, take your lid, screw it into a tree or whatever you've got around, screw your jar back onto it. That's it. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is I've got a bucket here. I put a bunch of grapes in there, a bunch of apples down in the bottom, throw some more apples in here for good measure, and then I'm going to put a bunch of corn on top of that. So, put that in there. Alright, now I'm going to try to mix this up a little bit by hand first. I apologize for creeping into the camera, but the tripod doesn't seem to want to level out like on the rocks back here in the woods, so I have to hold you here. Just want to mix this up a little bit, nothing crazy, and then we're going to take some of this deer cane gel and just pour it right in there. And it's a thick, you can see it's like the consistency of like a really thick maple syrup. So I'm going to dump a bit of that, a little bit of that in there, and I'll turn this camera off, take you back to where we're going to put this, and turn it back on. So I'll be right back with you. Alright, so we're back here in the area where the grass is, where they like to bed down. You can see where everything's smashed down back here from them hanging out, laying around back here. So this is a pretty good place. It's got a trail right here where I know they walk through regularly. There's a water source for them right over past that big oak, and this is a pretty good place where I can expect to see them. So what I'm going to do is take this stuff here that I mixed up. I'm just going to dump some out, real simple. I'm not going to put this in any kind of special feeder. I'm just going to dump it out here and there. And looks like a little spot there where I'm going to add some peanut butter. And I'm just going to kind of take this around, dump it in different spots around here, and just make this a good place that they like to come, and a good place to put a tree stand. So I'm going to dump this out, and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Alright guys, now the next thing I'm going to do, I've got corn and grapes and apples and everything spread all over the place around this area. I'm going to take this Sugar Beet Crush licking brick, as funny as that is to say, unwrap that. I'm going to put it right here where I've got this other stuff where I want to get these deer coming to. Just in this old stump right here. So I'm just going to jam it in. Bring this down. Just take this rotten stump and just jam it in there. That's wedged in there pretty good. They're gonna enjoy that. If it comes out, falls on the ground right there, not an issue. And then what I'm gonna do is take the rest of this bottle of the deer cane and just dump this all over this log. It's gonna soak into that. They're gonna smell this from, a good ways, and they're going to be right in the area, which I already know that they like to stay in already, so it works out great for me. Just dump this out all over the place and let them enjoy that. I've got one more thing I'm going to put back here. I see my battery's running low on my camera, so let me grab the last thing I'm going to do in this spot right here, and then we're going to call this video quits. Real quick, just want to mention that everything I'm doing here is legal to do in my area. You definitely want to check in your area if the same is true for yourself. I'm allowed to feed deer, use deer attractant, whatever I want. Some places, not so much. So just a little advice: check into it before you go doing this in your area. Although, if for whatever reason you ever find yourself in a situation where the everyday rule of law does not apply any longer, and you want to even your odds, make things a little bit easier for you, these methods here are proven to work fabulous. And if you don't want to spend the money for this kind of fancy stuff like this, which you don't have to, the berries, grapes, corn, apples, anything like that, the deer are going to come to your yard and eat anyway. Put them in your favorite hunting spot, and you're just going to be all the more better off for doing so. So I'm going to grab one more thing, throw that down, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we've got all that stuff put down back there, and I found a nice place here. I'm going to put this crunch block back here. And this here again, the deer love it. They're really going to enjoy this. But so is everything else that comes through here. So if you don't have a lot of deer in your area, you don't have a big woods, anything like that, if the need should arise where you'd like to drive game into your area, wouldn't be a bad idea to have a couple of these on hand. You can make your own. But these are going to attract, like I said, deer, squirrel, turkeys, anything in your area is going to want to come here and nibble off of this crunch block. And you can see it's just loaded with corn and bird seed and everything else you can think of, and some great berry flavored gooey stuff. I don't know the exact names of the things in there, but again, something else that they love. So that's a little bit of what I'm doing to help myself in this year's wonderful deer season. My dog is trying to find me, as you can hear. But yeah, and again, this isn't something that, I mean, you do the things the way, whatever works for you, but you can see I've got a lot of area to cover back here in the woods, and there's a big opening over that way, all the way to the neighbor's woods. You can kind of see through there where the neighbor's woods start. And those deer just love to run across that open clearing and come over in here, bed down, get themselves a little snack, and hang out. So I'll go through my woods all through here and do the same thing I just showed you here. And you know, it's not cheating, it's not anything like that. You can think of it however you want, I guess, but for now it makes it a little bit more fun just for hunting. And again, more specifically, if the need ever arises where you actually need to depend on hunting to feed yourself, feed your family, just a couple ideas you might want to save away, you know, for future reference. Don't be afraid to go out there and take the stuff that you've grown or the stuff that's around that you can't use because it's fallen on the ground and rotten or whatever, and put it in your favorite spot to sit and wait, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised on what an impact it has on your hunting. So that's it, guys. My battery's about dead. I'm going to cut this video short. I'm going to move on to some more spots and do the same thing back here. And like I said, I'll have a video coming up whenever I get time to throw it out there, probably before next weekend or maybe next weekend, on how you can make your own deer feeders that you can actually mount to trees. And rather than dropping $90, $100 on one at your local sporting goods store, make one yourself for about $10. So watch for that. And sorry the video was so long. Hope you guys might have learned something from it, and we'll talk to you soon.